You're now live. Yeah. What's up, guys? This is my first Instagram live video ever. I'm with Eugene Cho. Nice jersey. Hello. Hi. Abe. So yeah, we launched a campaign together, and Eugene basically has this cool organization called One Day's Wages. You wanna kind of just tell us about it? Oh, I'm repping that shirt.
Yeah. Well, thanks for doing that. Well, this is the second year that Jeremy and One Day's Wages is partnering together, and we're really grateful. We just launched our second campaign this past week, Rehab for a Purpose. And for those that don't know much about One Day's Wages, it's a grassroots movement of people, stories, and actions to alleviate extreme global poverty. And for those that might not know what extreme poverty is, it's simply, according to the United Nations, it's people around the world that survive on less than $1.25 a day. And we live in a world where, sadly, that's still a reality for approximately about 2 billion people, about 1.2 billion people. And so Jeremy, along with so many people, have joined in our efforts, and we're hoping that those that are watching would support and learn more about Jeremy's campaign, not just knowledge-wise, but maybe even take action as well.
Cool. And we did some, last year was the first year of the initiative or the campaign, and we basically centered it around girls' empowerment, which, I'll get into in a little bit, but I'm interested to hear kind of your thoughts. What do you have to say about girls' empowerment? Why is that something that we feel like is important, basically?
Yeah. Well, I think if we're just straight out bluntly honest as men, we have to acknowledge that we live in a world where we have privilege and advantage. And one of the things that I've always appreciated about you is your commitment for the underdog. And it's not that women are inferior, it's just that opportunities aren't always present. And we live in a world today, for example, 32 million girls around the world aren't able to go to secondary school. We live in a world today, there's approximately every single day, I have to say this slowly to kind of have it registered, 37,000 girls under the age of 18 every single day get married under the age of 18. Many of them are into forced marriages. And so as a result, they're not able to go to school, and the statistics go on and on. So this whole girls' empowerment thing is, we believe from a development perspective that education, which you spoke about last year in our campaign when we traveled together, is a huge piece of trying to empower, come alongside girls and young women.
Cool. For me, I'm just going to jump in.
Yeah, go for it, man.
For me, I grew up a guy and I have two brothers, so I didn't really think, I wasn't really exposed to much of it, and my mom has a very dominant personality, and so so for me it was just kind of, I never really thought that much about it, and I started learning a little bit more, and I think that's kind of one of the cool things. The way that me and Eugene got introduced in the first place was I read his book. It's called Overrated. It's a really good book, and it basically says, the kind of the subtitle is, if you want to, oftentimes when you want to change the world, you're the person that has to get changed first, or something along those lines.
Yeah.
I didn't get it down exactly verbatim, but I was really interested in that, and I think for me, girls' empowerment and the things that they go through is definitely an underdog issue. Talk about education or health or different things like that. It's definitely, across the world, growing up in the U.S., things are just so comfortable and so easy. And so we got a chance to travel, actually, this past summer. I know you guys saw some of this stuff. We went to Thailand. I'm reading your guys' comments. Thank you for telling me to go play for OKC, but I have another year with the Nets. I think I'm going to stay. But yeah, we went to Thailand this past summer, and that was awesome. And we learned actually a lot about sex trafficking and a lot of the heartbreaking issues that are going on over there.
Well, I mean, it's really interesting because when we travel to Thailand, obviously the issue of trafficking is really intense. But when we got down to the details, the origins of it, it's because there's a lack of opportunities, there's poverty, lack of education. And so these young girls, sometimes even young boys, they're at risk. And so it was really neat to see not just what happens in like the brothels in the red light district, but even years before that. And this is the reason why I think I've always admired your commitment to trying to get at-risk youth, whether it be in the United States or in Thailand or other parts, access to better education.
Yeah, for sure. I didn't know if you had anything that you wanted to.
Yeah, I'd love for folks to check out onedayswages.org/JLin. And, Jeremy has made a commitment to donate One Game's wages. He did that last year, did it again this year. His goal is to raise $200,000, so he's putting in some significant resources on his own. I love that because you can never ask people to do something that you're not willing to do on your own. So thank you for not just talking the talk, but walking the walk. But we're really trying to educate people about these issues. Even if you can't give, we want you to learn more about what does it mean to be a more thoughtful citizen, a more concerned citizen around the world. And so check us out at onedayswages.org. I think the invitation is you can give $7 in honor of Jeremy's jersey number, repped right here. Mm-hmm. And in addition to that, you can also start your own birthday campaign. And I don't know why it looks so small in this video, man. Why did you make me look so...
Oh, my bad.
All right, there we go. So, again, we're so grateful, Jeremy, for your friendship, for your team, for your foundation. And one last thing that I want to say, man, we are cheering for you, praying for you, for your rehab. You inspire a lot of people, including my kids at home that are probably watching this, making fun of how small I look next to you. But we're grateful for your partnership.
Yeah, definitely. You guys have to check it out. I mean, that's one thing that I've learned a lot through this injury is just, basketball was kind of my world. And obviously I love basketball. It's still my passion. I'm putting just as much work into it every single day. But the reality is there's a lot of people who don't have the opportunity to be thinking about things like basketball and sports. And I think that's just something that always hits home for me. Like if I was somewhere else, if I grew up somewhere else in a different environment with different parents, with not as much, privilege or opportunity, my life would look very different. So I always want to encourage you guys, take a minute today and just think about just how grateful you are to have what you have and how you can help somebody else in need. So thanks for joining us. Thank you for all your guys' comments and likes. We appreciate it. onedayswages.org/JLin.
That's right.
Cool. See you guys. If I can figure out how to end it.